Alright, so for your 7-2 assignment, I'm doing number 4 as an example. So in this one, first I have to determine what postulate proves that those two triangles are congruent, which means they have the same shape and the same size. And so to determine which postulate I'm using, I look at the angles and the sides. So on this one, it's a right triangle, but in this case, I cannot say it's a hypotenuse leg postulate because they only give me the hypotenuse as being congruent, but they're not showing me that one of the legs, that one of the pairs of legs are congruent. So I cannot say it's hypotenuse leg. For this one, I can say it's angle, angle, side, because here I have an angle, another angle, and a side. So I'm going to say this one's angle, angle, side. So then those two triangles are congruent. That means all the angle pairs would be equal, and all the sides would be equal. The pairs of sides would be equal, corresponding sides. The congruency statement, we practiced this in class before. I have to name the first triangle. So this is going to be triangle KCJ. Remember, it doesn't matter where you start as long as you move either clockwise or counterclockwise. And then the second triangle, since you start with K in this one, you have to start with G on that one, because those two are congruent. Then I moved on to C. C is corresponding with U, so that's the one I have to put next. And then the last one would be D. That's my congruency statement. And then to solve for X and Y, I have to set up two equations, one to find X and one to find Y. So first, I know already that the corresponding angles are equal. So J is corresponding with D. So those two angles are equal. So I'm going to set up an equation. I'm going to have 10y minus 8 equals 9x minus 7. And I have to solve this equation. But if you notice, I can't solve it because I have two different variables. I have an x and a y. So I can't solve this equation. I will have to solve it, but I'm going to have to solve another one first. So I'm going to leave this for later. I'm going to find my other equation. So I also know that all my corresponding sides are congruent. So KJ is corresponding with GD. So I'm going to put those two equal to each other. So I have 11x plus 3 equals 2x plus 30. And I have to solve this equation. This one I can't solve because I only have one variable, it's x. So I'm going to get x by itself. So I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides. 11 minus 2, that's 9x. Carry down the 3, and then carry down the 30. From here I have to get rid of 3 first, that's the constant. So minus 3 on both sides. It's 9x equals 27. And then to get rid of the 9, I just divide both sides by 9. And so I get x equals 3. 27 by 9 gives me 3. So now that I have my x value, I can go ahead and plug it in for this equation so that I can find y. So I'm just going to copy my equation, but in the place of x, I'm going to put that 3. And I'm solving for y now. So here, parentheses means I have to multiply, so 9 times 3, that's 27. And then carry down the minus 7. Over here I didn't do anything, so I'm just going to copy it. Now I have to combine like terms on the right side. I have 27 minus 7. That gives me 20. I didn't do anything on the left side, so I just carry that down. And then from here, get y by itself. So I gotta cancel the 8. So I'm gonna add it to both sides. I'm left with 10y, and then 20 plus 8 is 28. And then to get rid of the 10, I divide both sides by 10. So I have y equals 28 divided by 10 is 2.8. So my y is 2.8. And so now you just have to plug your x value and y value to figure out dg and mj. So dg is over here. I'm replacing the x with the 3. So that's 36. And then angle J is this one right here. So I'm replacing the y with 2.8. And that gives me 20. So angle J is 20 degrees. And so you're doing the same thing, similar, with the other examples on this worksheet.